Thousands of years old, yet still standing strong. Ancient structures that defy time itself. From aqueducts that still carry water to machines carved in stone that still work today, these creations prove our ancestors were far more advanced than we imagine. Join us, because what you're about to witness will challenge everything you thought you knew about ancient history. Number 12. Hama's water wheels. Along Syria's Orontes River in Hama, ancient water-lifting mechanisms called norias continue their millennia-old task of irrigation. While Archimedes invented the screw principle in the 3rd century BCE, Hama's versions were installed during Roman and Byzantine periods, complementing the city's famous wooden water wheels. These massive wooden norias, some dating to the 13th century, work alongside older hydraulic systems, including Archimedes screws, that lift river water to elevated agricultural areas. The helical surface inside cylindrical shafts raises water from the river level to higher ground, enabling farming in areas where gravity-fed systems cannot reach. Unlike Western European aqueducts that relied primarily on gravity flow, these mechanisms provide crucial vertical lift essential for central Syria's terrain. The basic design remains unchanged. Manual or mechanical rotation raises water through the tube, emptying into elevated irrigation channels. Despite regional conflicts threatening many historic structures, restoration efforts have preserved both the norias and ancient screw mechanisms. These devices continue serving as educational tools, showing how ancient civilizations solved water management challenges in difficult terrain while maintaining practical relevance for modern irrigation principles. Number 11. Hagia Sophia. Istanbul's Hagia Sophia represents one of Byzantine architecture's greatest achievements, remaining fully functional nearly 1,500 years after completion. Emperor Justinian I commissioned this architectural marvel between 532 and 537 CE as Constantinople's primary cathedral. The revolutionary design features a massive 31-meter central dome that appears to float above the interior, supported by a ring of windows that create an ethereal lighting effect. Advanced engineering techniques using massive stone piers and complex pendentives support the immense dome, influencing church and mosque design for centuries. The structure's purpose has shifted multiple times throughout history, reflecting changing religious and political landscapes. After the Ottoman conquest in 1453, it became a mosque with added minarets. In 1935, Turkey's new republic transformed it into a museum, preserving both Christian mosaics and Islamic calligraphy. In 2020, it reconverted to a functioning mosque while remaining open to visitors. The building has survived frequent seismic activity through its robust construction and ongoing restoration efforts that repair earthquake damage and preserve decorative elements. Today, the Hagia Sophia functions primarily as a mosque with regular prayers, maintaining its role as a sacred space while serving as a cultural bridge between different civilizations and eras, demonstrating how ancient structures can adapt to serve changing communities. I'm going to ask you a simple question. Are you a naturally curious person? If you're watching, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. This space is made for people like us. To ensure you're always part of this community and receive all our latest discoveries, you just need to do one thing: subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to stay connected with us. Okay, now that you're part of our Legion of the Curious, let's move on to the next item. Number 10. The Colosseum. Known as the Flavian Amphitheater, the Colosseum stands in Rome's heart as one of the ancient world's most iconic monuments. Constructed between 72 and 80 CE under Emperors Vespasian and Titus of the Flavian dynasty, the Colosseum was designed as a grand public entertainment venue. Nearly 2,000 years after completion, it still functions in remarkable ways. While no longer hosting gladiatorial combat or wild beast hunts, it serves as a space for public gatherings, religious ceremonies, and cultural events. The Colosseum's construction marked a significant turning point in Roman architecture and public life. Built on the site of Nero's former private lake from the luxurious Domus Aurea complex, symbolizing land returned to Rome's people. Measuring 189 meters long, 156 meters wide, and standing over 48 meters high, it accommodated an estimated 50,000 to 80,000 people. The elliptical design provided unobstructed sightlines from every seat, while complex corridor and staircase systems called vomitoria allowed crowds to enter and exit within minutes. One innovative feature was the hypogeum, an underground network of tunnels and chambers beneath the arena floor, housing gladiators, wild animals, and elaborate machinery, including elevators and trapdoors for dramatic entrances during games. Following the Roman Empire's decline, the amphitheater ceased hosting gladiatorial games by the early 5th century, later serving as fortress, Christian shrine, and artisan housing. By the 18th century, growing interest in classical antiquity spurred restoration efforts. Today, the Colosseum serves primarily as tourist attraction and archaeological site, drawing over 7 million visitors annually, while Number 9. Cloaca Maxima. The Cloaca Maxima, or Great Sewer, ranks among the ancient world's oldest and most remarkable urban engineering feats. Constructed in the 6th century BCE, initially commissioned by Etruscan kings of Rome to drain marshy lowlands between hills and create habitable land, this system was expanded and enclosed by Romans, transforming it into vital sanitation and flood control infrastructure. Astonishingly, portions remain functional today, integrated into Rome's modern drainage network. Initially designed for practical purposes, Rome's early settlement concentrated on Palatine and Capitoline hills, but the area between them, the future Forum site, was prone to Tiber River flooding. To make this central area usable, early Roman engineers dug open channels diverting water toward the river. Over time, these channels were lined with stone and eventually vaulted, creating a hybrid drainage and sewer system ahead of its time. Construction techniques characteristic of early Roman and Etruscan engineering used large tufa and travertine blocks cut and fitted without mortar, forming durable walls and barrel vaults withstanding pressure and time. These tunnels were designed with slight gradients, maintaining continuous water flow, a principle still employed today. Despite utility, it wasn't a modern sanitary sewer. While carrying waste from the city, there was no separation between stormwater and human refuse, with untreated effluent flowing directly into the Tiber. Nevertheless, the system represented a major public health advancement, allowing Rome to grow into one of antiquity's most densely populated cities. Portions continued functioning throughout the Middle Ages, and today sections remain connected to Rome's drainage infrastructure. Number 8. Roman Bridge of Córdoba. Spanning the Guadalquivir River in southern Spain, the Roman Bridge of Córdoba has served as the city's primary river crossing for nearly 2,000 years. Built during the Roman Republic in the early 1st century BCE, this 247-meter bridge with 16 stone arches formed part of the vital Via Augusta connecting Rome's Hispanic territories. Throughout its long history, the bridge has undergone numerous restorations, while never ceasing to function as a crossing point. Moorish rulers rebuilt substantial portions during the 8th century, blending Roman engineering with Islamic architectural elements. Medieval and Renaissance authorities continued modifications, often reusing Roman foundations and piers as the base for their improvements. Despite these alterations, the bridge retains significant portions of original Roman engineering, including foundational supports and structural elements that demonstrate ancient construction techniques. The Roman bridge remained Córdoba's primary crossing well into the modern era, facilitating trade, military movements, and daily civic life, while connecting the historic city center, including the famous Mesquita Mosque Cathedral, with surrounding agricultural areas. Today, authorities have pedestrianized the bridge to preserve its historical integrity while maintaining its function as a river crossing. Modern conservation efforts focus on stabilizing the structure against flooding and river erosion while updating lighting and paving to accommodate its role as both transportation infrastructure and tourist landmark. Number 7. Tower of Hercules. Rising 55 meters above Spain's northwestern coast near A Coruña, the Tower of Hercules holds the distinction of being the world's oldest functioning lighthouse. Romans built this remarkable structure in the late 1st century CE, during Emperor Trajan's reign, originally calling it Ferrum Brigantium. For nearly 2,000 years, it has guided ships along the treacherous Galician coastline, continuing its maritime mission without interruption. The original Roman design featured an internal spiral ramp, allowing workers and animals to haul fuel to the top beacon chamber. This innovative approach eliminated the need for dangerous external staircases, while providing efficient access to maintain the warning fire. During medieval times, the lighthouse remained operational despite changing technologies, with the fire beacon eventually replaced by more modern lighting systems. Significant renovations occurred in the 18th century under King Charles III, when architect Eustachio Giannini rebuilt the exterior in neoclassical style, while preserving the ancient Roman core structure. These renovations added an outer wall and modern staircases, but retained the interior Roman framework. UNESCO designated the tower a World Heritage Site in 2009, recognizing its unique status as continuously operating ancient infrastructure. Today, Spanish maritime authorities maintain the lighthouse as an active navigation aid, while welcoming visitors who can climb interior staircases to observation decks. Number 6. The Segovia Aqueduct. Built around 100 CE during Roman Emperor Trajan's reign, the Segovia Aqueduct remains one of history's most impressive engineering feats. This massive stone structure stretches 17 kilometers from the Frio River to downtown Segovia, with its most visible section spanning 800 meters through the city's center. The aqueduct features over 160 granite arches, some reaching heights of 29 meters, all constructed without mortar using precisely cut stones that lock together through sheer weight and engineering precision. Roman engineers designed the system to transport water using gravity alone, maintaining a subtle downward gradient that keeps water flowing steadily. The structure survived medieval conflicts, particularly during battles with Moorish forces in the 15th century, requiring restoration work under Catholic monarchs. Today, parts of the ancient system still channel water for fountains and decorative purposes throughout Segovia. Modern engineers study its design principles, which remain fundamentally sound after nearly 2,000 years of continuous operation. Number 5. The Parthenon in Greece. Completed in 432 BCE on Athens' Acropolis, the Parthenon remains an enduring example of ancient Greek architecture, still functioning structurally despite centuries of damage. Originally built as a temple to Athena, architects Ectinus and Callicrates designed it under sculptor Phidias' supervision, incorporating advanced mathematical principles including subtle curvature and entasis to correct optical illusions and create perfect visual symmetry. Throughout history, the Parthenon has served multiple purposes. First as a Greek temple, later a Christian church, then an Ottoman mosque. In 1687, during conflict between Venice and the Ottoman Empire, the Parthenon suffered heavy damage when an ammunition store inside exploded. Despite this catastrophic event, the building's core structure and several columns remain standing, demonstrating construction durability. While no longer serving as a temple, the Parthenon still functions as a load-bearing structure and active archaeological site. Restoration efforts ongoing since the 1970s focus on stabilizing surviving columns, architraves, and pediments using both original marble and compatible materials. Today, it functions as a component of the Acropolis complex, occasionally housing religious ceremonies and serving as a focal point for Greek cultural identity. The fact that its structural core continues standing, supporting restored elements and enduring seismic activity, shows the lasting effectiveness of ancient Greek building techniques. Number 4. Roman Baths of Bath. The Roman baths in Bath, England, represent one of the most significant surviving Roman bath complexes, still functioning in limited capacity nearly 2,000 years after construction. Built around 70 CE during Roman Britain, the baths developed around natural hot springs, rising at a constant 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Romans considered these springs sacred, dedicating them to goddess Sulis Minerva and constructing an extensive bathing and temple complex that became a major religious center. Original structures included the Great Bath, changing rooms, heated chambers, and sophisticated lead pipe systems managing water flow through gravity and natural spring pressure. After Roman Britain's fall in the 5th century, the baths fell into disuse and were buried under centuries of silt and medieval construction. Rediscovery during the 18th century sparked renewed interest in Bath as a spa destination, with subsequent excavations revealing remarkably preserved Roman foundations and stonework. Efforts were made to incorporate ancient remains into new public bath facilities built above and around the historic site. Today, the Roman baths primarily serve as a historical site and museum, showcasing original pools, hypostas heating systems, and artifacts discovered during excavations. While modern visitors cannot bathe in historic pools due to conservation concerns, the nearby Thermae Bath Spa uses the same spring water for public bathing, continuing the wellness tradition established by Romans nearly 2,000 years ago. Keep the voice steady and informative, with light emphasis on important facts. Use smooth pacing and make it feel like an expert guiding a tour of knowledge. Number 3. Basilica of San Vitale. Located in Ravenna, northern Italy, the Basilica of San Vitale stands as one of the most important surviving monuments of early Christian Byzantine art and architecture. Completed in 547 CE during Emperor Justinian I's reign, this masterpiece combines Roman building techniques with Eastern artistic traditions that defined the Byzantine world. Nearly 15 centuries after consecration, San Vitale continues functioning as an active place of worship. Ravenna became capital of the Western Roman Empire in the early 5th century, chosen for its defensible position amid marshlands and proximity to the Adriatic. Even after the Western Empire's fall in 476 CE, Ravenna retained importance as seat of the Ostrogothic kingdom and later as administrative center of the Byzantine Exarchate of Italy. San Vitale's most celebrated features are interior decorations, particularly mosaics adorning the apse and choir. These mosaics, created from vibrant glass, rank among the finest examples of Byzantine art worldwide. Famous panels depict Emperor Justinian and Empress Theodora with their retinues, serving as visual proclamations of divine authority. Construction techniques combine Roman engineering with Byzantine innovations, featuring lightly brick walls that reduce weight while allowing greater height and spacious interiors. The dome, constructed without temporary wooden supports, demonstrates Byzantine mastery of brick vaulting. Despite medieval additions of frescoes and altars, the core structure and mosaics remain remarkably untouched. Today, San Vitale remains an active Roman Catholic church, hosting regular services alongside its role as tourist destination. Number 2. Roman Theatre of Orange. The Roman Theatre of Orange in southern France represents one of the most remarkable examples of Roman entertainment architecture. Constructed in the early 1st century CE during Emperor Augustus's reign, this monumental theater was designed as part of Rome's cultural consolidation efforts in newly annexed Gallic provinces. Nearly 2,000 years later, this theater not only stands as one of the world's best preserved Roman structures, but continues serving its original purpose of hosting performances and public gatherings. Orange, known in antiquity as Araccio, was established as a Roman colony around 35 BCE, primarily populated by 2nd Gallic Legion veterans.
Roman theaters served as essential cultural tools for disseminating Roman language, values, and traditions throughout conquered territories. The theater measures 103 meters in width and 37 meters in height, with semicircular seating accommodating 5,000 to 7,000 people. Its most impressive feature is the monumental stage wall, or Skaiene Franz, rising nearly 37 meters high. This wall originally featured multiple stories of columns, niches, and statues, including a central figure of Augustus himself. Following the Western Roman Empire's decline in the 5th century, the theater fell into disuse, with houses and structures built within the seating area evolving into a self-contained neighborhood. Rediscovery and restoration began in the 19th century, spurred by European interest in classical antiquity. Today, it's best known for hosting an annual opera festival drawing international performers and audiences, taking advantage of acoustics so effective that minimal amplification is required for large-scale productions.
Number 1. Pont Valentré. Spanning the Lot River in Cahors, France, the Pont Valentré stands among the finest surviving examples of medieval military engineering. Constructed over 70 years from 1308 to 1378, this fortified bridge exemplifies the turbulent political climate of 14th century France. While celebrated today as a popular tourist attraction, the bridge has never ceased fulfilling its original purpose of providing a river crossing. This functional continuity spans 7 centuries, making it a rare example of infrastructure seamlessly integrated into modern urban landscape. The bridge stretches 172 meters in length, supported by 6 pointed arches and anchored by 3 massive square towers. The towers were originally gated and could be sealed during sieges, serving both as defensive barriers and toll collection points. Architectural style characteristic of 14th century Gothic engineering blends pointed arches and fortified towers, combining utility with stark, austere beauty. Colorful legend surrounds the bridge's construction, claiming the frustrated master builder made a pact with the devil to complete the prolonged project. According to tradition, the builder tricked the devil by ordering him to fetch water in a sieve, an impossible task. Enraged, the devil allegedly sought revenge by loosening 1 stone from the central tower each night. This motif was commemorated during 19th century restoration, when architect Paul Goat added a carved devil figure clutching a stone. Today, the bridge is pedestrianized, ensuring preservation while allowing visitors to experience it as medieval travelers did. Now, I'm leaving the next step of your journey up to you. On your screen, you'll see 2 of our best videos. Choose your curiosity and click on the one that calls to you now. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.